So in this video, I wanted to take a quick look at the display on the Dyson Big+Quiet or Big+Quiet BP03 air purifier. This is kind of the standard model in this. There's a BP04, which is the higher end model, and a BP06, which is sort of the, like they call it the business model, has some few less settings. We'll be using the remote and this little I button to control everything. Starting off, we have the fan speed and the temperature. The temperature sensor is not super accurate. Press I, we'll move to the next thing. We have our humidity. It's just a standard humidity setting for interior. Now we have a quick little instruction manual on how you would take the fan apart. But more than that, this shows the filter health. Basically, this is relatively new, and you can see my filter. It's not exactly new, but it's essentially new. I have a lot of life left in the filter on this. They usually say it's good for about 2 years. This is determining whether it's connected to your app. I have that set up right now. It's not super interesting, and we'll do another video on that, but I do have the app enabled. Now we have your AQ. That's your air quality. Ideally, this is green, but this is sort of like the real-time setting. You can see it's kind of walking along the bottom here. This means my air quality is right where I want it to be. I mean, lower is better. Anything within the green is acceptable, of course. This is a historic view of your air quality. Maybe 13, 14 hours ago, I did some cooking, or I did some dusting, or I moved something in the apartment. Something like that would affect the air quality, and you could see it with that spike there. If something went wrong or something was very high, it'd be in the yellow or the orange or the red, whatever. But for me, it's been green relatively consistently, and there's been really nothing to worry about here. Your PM 2.5. This is the 2.5 micrometer. Particles that are floating in the air. These are ones that are quite small and often considered harmful for breathing in. They come from like wood smoke and pollution and things like that. You just want to make sure this 2.5 number is in that green check range. I don't have any problems here. This doesn't have a historic scale. Now you have your PM10. This is looking for larger particles that are floating in the air. That would typically be dust and pollen and things like that. Again, all good here, but you might have it higher up if you have a window open, say. Now we have the HCHO. That is the formaldehyde. The Dyson Big+Quiet is specifically sold to filter out formaldehydes and things like that in the air. So this one gets its own setting. Formaldehyde is just shortened as HCHO, and you have that setting here. Here's a specific reading. Here is the green check, ideally, which is hopefully what you're seeing. And again, that's just a standalone measurement for the formaldehyde. This is the VOC. These are the volatile organics. These are, other things floating in the air that you want to minimize. And again, all good here. Some of these will move over to the specific reading. Other ones will just stay on the general setting. It doesn't have a specific reading for things that are clubbed or grouped like this one, I think is basically how it works. But Dyson doesn't get into all the specifics of what it's measuring generally or what it's measuring specifically. You just have the output here in a very, very simple instruction manual. The NO2, they have a little car. Presumably that's from car emissions, things like that. This is just, again, no specific readings here, but you do have the green, and then no historics for this one either. Back to the temperature. We have fan speed on top. See it changes. Fan tilt. This is just where it's pointing in your room. Timer. So you can set it on your timer. And then if you want it in, that's sleep mode. Okay, so that is all of the display settings for your Dyson Big+Quiet air purifier. Thanks for watching.